We're here again at Eagle Farm with the guys from Macbet, John Mcleod and Tom Henjak. Back to Eagle Farm this week. It's a little while since we've had the Saturday meeting here, 3 weeks. So there's so much discussion about this track, obviously, but from a punting point of view, how do you shape up to it, John?
I love it. I liked it even when there's a lot of complaints about the place. It's just getting used to, what sort of horses you're looking for and where they're going to come from. And, it's just another thing. I like it. I have no problem with Eagle Farm. I like big tracks. I like Sunshine Coast and here. And, I look forward to coming here.
I guess it's a matter of getting those horses that handle the track. Is that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's right. And especially with the rail going back to the 1 metre position, I guess that's what punting is all about. It's being able to adjust quickly and on the fly. And I think the rail going back into the 1 metres, I think you're going to be able to see horses come from the back. I think with the rail out the last few weeks, it's been a little touch on pace, but I think back to that position, it's going to be a lot fairer there on Saturday.
Okay, the feature race here on Saturday is the 3-year-old. A lot of these horses coming through that QTIS duel on the Gold Coast, and of those, Zuma California was the best of them there. Ran a really good second to Prince of Boom. I've got it on top of my selections. Am I barking up the right tree, or are you going to look at the race a little differently?
I'm looking at it differently just because of the pace of the race. I just think there's a lot of speed there. Enterprise Pom the other day just came out a little bit slow, and he didn't know what to do on it. I don't know whether it was a boy or a girl on it, but he just didn't want to push. And I think from this gate and the way it went at the coast, he's going to have to press the button, which is going to force Zuma California to race it. There's another horse, I think, drawn inside of it, Gemel and Bolt, that's got some sort of speed as well. So they're going to be attacking. So I'm looking for a horse just back in the field that's going to run over the top of it.
Okay, are you similar with that, Tom?
Yeah, I am very similar. As I said before, Zuma California has been on tracks that have been sympathetic towards those horses on the pace, and I just think the way the track's going to play on Saturday, I think it's going to play into a horse at each way odds that I like is Mashani Sniper. I think with the speed on and able to make more ground, I know it's had a big starting price. I think it was about $41 last start, but the riding's been the wall all preparation. I think it's very progressive. It does a lot wrong in its runs. I just think that it's going to be the one screaming down the outside late.
I think there was some specking. I think he was 81 into sort of 41 or 61 thereabouts. He keeps have the flashing lights on. Do you give him a chance as well?
Was that David Fowler's money?
I think you're right. David did find it in the morning. It's true. And just to rub it into, David runs a nice fourth, and so the each way missed out as well.
Yeah, I was surprised at the price it was the other day, but he's plucked one. He's plucked one, and it raced good. And I think it was on the worst part of the track, and hit the line pretty good. So I think he's the right type of horse. I am giving Zavaboom a chance because the other day here it looked a bit new in the yard. I know he's a bit of a roly-poly type, but definite improvement, and he's got that ping. We've seen it at I think it was his maiden win. He showed a really good turn of foot, and he just might have come back a better horse. He's won here at Eagle Farm. He'll posse up just behind the speed. He's the one that's probably going to be about 2 or 3 lengths in front of Mashani. Whether he, looms to hit the front and then Mashani comes over the top of it, that's the question.
You'd be happy with that. So there's a couple of different form lines we're looking at there, and then you've also got the 3 Rob Heathcote triallers in that race, all won trials at Deagon on the same day. Release the Beans, I think, is most fancied of those, but you're against him, Tom?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Release the Beans. I think his best run last preparation was in the Gold Edition plate, which was here at 1200 fresh. But I think he had, the horses that ran first and second, I think it was Mimi Lagarde and Far Too Easy were in that race, and we've all seen what they've gone on to do since. But I just think the way the track was playing that day and the way the race was run, it really suited Release the Beans. You can probably forgive his runs after that. I think that was a gut buster for him, and he didn't really show up after that. But I just think he's got to make a big jump here, and I don't think he's really going to get conditions to suit on Saturday. Just a quick one for John. What do you think about Zavaboom at 1200?
Type-wise, a little worry. That is a worry. But I like just the position it's going to get into, and he's not going to do any work, so he's going to be there. The thing about Release the Beans, I'm against it too, but you may be able to forgive that last preparation just because his first preparation he gave it to it a bit and sort of he went good, and sometimes they just don't come back, the 2-year-olds in that next preparation. You give them 2 or 3 runs and they just don't really perform, they come back a better horse. I didn't think he trialled anything out of the box. That's the problem. I would have liked to have seen him, really hit the line without being, urged along, which he was. So, I'm against him.
Okay, so a couple of chinks in the couple of fancied pair there. Last week we looked back and I thought it would just run true to form, but they went over one after another, the favourites there at Doomben last night. I think they bookended. The first favourite won, and then you found Ulysses in the last ended up SPing as favourite, but all the shorties in between went under. Is there a favourite there, a fancied one tomorrow that you're going to be against in one of the other races?
I'm against the Barry Baldwin rations. I just think the race was put on for it the other day. Stewart rode it perfect. He sort of was going to get caught wide for sure and certain, and then all of a sudden the gap opened. He slotted in 4-2 wide, took off at the right time and made it a sprint home, whereas the 1800 I think is a concern at a truly run 1800, so I'm going to be against it. I like the Sydney horse. Okay,
so against rations there in the 1800 metre race. Tom, another one for you?
Oh, I'm trying to think. No, I'm the same.
Dynamic.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, I don't know. I can't believe I forgot that, but I think in race 4, Dynamic Duos, there's no doubt about it. He's a nice horse, and he probably is a Saturday grade horse, but I just think that last start run here in a midweek, it's a big jump to make with a few things against him. He was only chasing, he was probably a little bit unlucky behind Lucifer's Loot, but I just think there's a better quality of horses here that he's going to have to run down. I just think he looks very skinny at the $3.70 early doors.
Okay, so there's a couple of fancy ones to perhaps avoid. We've got planes, trains and automobiles everywhere here at Eagle Farm as we prepare for tomorrow's meeting. If you want to get the full set from the boys, go to macbet.com.au. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you here at Eagle Farm tomorrow.